I forgot to bring my Bible in after church. It's out in the car and it's too hot and I don't want to go out and get it. So I'm going to tell you a story instead while I draw. Many, many years ago, my family and I moved out to Texas. And when you go to Texas, you think, again, really, really hot, really dusty and dry, which, for the most part, while we were there, that was true. But that first year or so, it was pretty rainy. It was a very wet spring. And when we first moved there, we moved all of our stuff inside a shed that was on the property. Problem was, the shed was like 40 years old and riddled with holes. Just cheesecaked. And so it rained, like it dumped buckets hard, and it ruined pretty much everything we had in that shed. And I'm talking clothes, VCRs, art books that I had going back all the way to like second or third grade. It was really disappointing. Just everything got ruined. Entire collections of dictionaries and other book collections. It was rough. And we couldn't get a dumpster out there because it was out in the middle of the boonies, you know? This is up in the Texas Panhandle. Borger, I believe the town is called. Anyway, we couldn't get a dumpster out there to throw anything away for like months for some reason. But we could get a burn permit. So we got a burn permit. We made a big old fire pit. And we just started burning stuff, which took forever because a lot of it was still soaking wet. But we didn't really have a choice. So we spent like an entire day burning just all this rubbish that got ruined in the rain. And it kind of sucked. I mean, it was cool having a big old fire. But it took us like, I don't know, 2 days, 3 days, something like that to get through it all. And we finally got down to the last couple of boxes. Like at this point, we were burning stuff that was already in the shed before we moved there. Because it was like an old woman who lived there before us, and she died in there. And she had no one else to take her stuff. So we just started going through it, burning it, you know, that kind of thing. And we got down to like the last 2 boxes. And my younger brother, he pulls a couple of them out and sets them down. And I go to grab one, and at first glance, it was pretty unassuming. It was just like a box full of old ruined junk, right? A bunch of pamphlets, some old TV guides, a bunch of like instruction manuals for like remotes and things, you know, stuff that you never use again, right? After you open the package. So I take that box and I throw it into the fire pit and I walk away. Now, unbeknownst to me, that even though it was a bunch of old like TV guides and shit on top of the box, it was spray paint cans and gunpowder on the bottom half of it. So as I'm walking away, suddenly I get overshadowed by this massive cloud of smoke, and my hearing cuts out. Like just the worst ringing I've ever experienced in my life. And I turn around, and that box I threw in, as you can expect, exploded. It lit up like the 4th of July. It turned that fire pit into freaking a crater. It was bad. And we learned that day to look inside boxes and other questionable containers before you burn them. So yeah, that's a fun little story that I get to tell while drawing.